Hi everybody, this is my daughter Jordan.
Hey.
I'm going to tell you about the thing you've done that has made me probably the most proud of anything you've ever done your entire life. We've been talking here on In Session with Dr. Sarah Glass all about change, and our family's been through so much change, and people think about and ask me about how has that affected you. So do you remember when you were in 10th and 11th grade, we started going on college tours?
Yeah.
And you wanted to go to art school. So we went all over the country. We toured every single school we could find. We went to RISD in Providence. We went to Pratt. We went to Parsons. We went to FIT. We went to Atlanta and went to SCAD.
I was dead set on art school.
Can you tell us a little bit about like why you were dead set on art school?
I remember touring RISD. I had a cousin who went to Brown, and so we went to visit her one time. And right across the street is RISD. And I remember touring because we were in the area, and I remember just falling in love with the campus. And I remember realizing that that's just exactly where I wanted to be. I was like, this is an eccentric environment. This is the kind of place that I need to blossom. And so from then on, I was like, RISD is my school. I'm going to apply to other art schools, but I want RISD.
I mean, because you took some pre-college classes at RISD.
I did. I took some pre-college classes at RISD. I took some at FIT, but the goal was to go to RISD. That's where I wanted to be.
Yeah. And then somewhere in the middle of 11th grade, you were filling out your college applications. You had written your essay about art school, and you come out of your room one night and you're like, Mom, I think I'm going to ED to Charleston, which is not an art school. Charleston is a state college beautiful campus, College of Charleston. And you were like, I'm going to major in something completely different. I knew that my goal was never for you to go to art school, to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, none of that. Because when I was your age, you're 19 now, when I was your age, I was married. And I already was pregnant with your brother, Victor.
Yeah.
All I wanted was for you to have choices. And when I saw that you were able to not only make your own choice, but also to change your mind, I knew that you were going to be okay.
I think that after being raised by you, I realized that like quitting is not giving up, or giving up is not quitting.
Yeah.
And like there are things that I've done and I've been like, this is not something that I want to continue with. And you've just been like, okay, you're not quitting. I realize that this doesn't make you happy and we're going to stop doing it. And through all of those years and all of those things, and always feeling so secure in you believing in my choices, I always felt comfortable telling you that I didn't want to do things. And so like, I guess also the fact that we left certain communities made me feel like it was okay. And like being happy was more important than being in a certain environment.
I remember when we moved to the city, I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah.
We signed up for acting class.
Oh, acting class.
And one of the instructors was she was in The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, I remember
and we kept
her.
thinking like, what was she in The Greatest Showman?
I remember her.
It was like, I was like, we're in the city, you should be cool, like do all these cool things we wouldn't be able to do on Long Island.
Yeah.
And you were like, I have this cool acting instructor. We went downtown to this acting school.
Yeah.
And you took a class, and then you were like, do you remember?
Oh yeah, I was like, I am not into this. I think I took a couple classes, and I was like, commercial acting, it's just not really for me. And you were just like, okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I probably said,
you were like,
sure,
okay.
you know. And I think it's important for anybody who has kids, like when we show them that we can leave uncomfortable situations, we're protecting them. We're making them have a voice, you know. We're giving you the ability to like leave things that don't feel right. If you were in art school, you probably would have done great, but you might not have felt as fulfilled, because obviously now you want to be. So do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, well, now my major is psychology. I wanted to go to art school for the sake of the school experience, but I realized that I didn't want to go through like the whole trying to find a career afterwards, even though it's very possible to find a career with the way that art schools have been developed recently. It's just not something that I wanted to go through. And I'm really excited to go into psychology. So that's what I'm majoring in right now. But obviously with the environment that I'm in, I know I can change my mind. So right now I'm like, I want to do psychology. And I think that's my goal for the rest of my life. Like right now I'm like, I'm going to get my doctorate. But I could change my mind because I have this as a mother.
Well, yeah.
I have Sarah as a mom, and she is okay with that.
Well, I'm so glad. And also, I'm sure there were times that it wasn't that easy too. So I want to ask you, about the times that it wasn't easy, and then we're going to ask the real question, which is, was it worth it? So stay tuned. Okay, so a lot of people ask me, they're like, if I do this, if I leave my marriage, if I leave my situation, my children they'll suffer, and I think it's a very real question. I think it hasn't always been that easy for us. For example, like when I decided to leave Eli, second husband, on Long Island, we were living a very comfortable life. We were in a nice house. We were very well respected in the community. We were part of this family that looked really good on the outside. And when I made the decision, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was afraid of how it would affect you. You were in 6th grade?
Yeah, 5th grade.
And I know 5th grade, so you were going into 6th.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it wasn't so easy for you at the time. Like, can you tell me some of the things that you were worried about?
So something about that marriage specifically is that it wasn't good for me. I wasn't super happy there, but I didn't realize that at the time. At the time, I was in this big, beautiful house with a pool, and I had all my friends lived in my neighborhood. I could just walk to their houses. We'd have play dates all the time. I had all of these friends. My school was great. And I don't think I realized how much that marriage was damaging me. I was kind of absent the whole time. And I don't think I realized until after that was the best decision for me at the time.
At the same time, back then, it was very scary.
At the time, I remember it just I thought my world was going to tear apart.
Yeah.
My first thought was, I have to tell my friends. Like, I don't know how to tell them that I'm going to have to move. I don't know how to handle this school change. And I had this one friend, she was my favorite friend, and I was like, she feels like the safest person to tell about this. And I knew that it would kind of change our standing in the community, but I wasn't fully aware. And so my first thought was, I'm going to tell a friend. That's probably the safest way to deal with it. And I remember going to Rita's, this ice cream store, with this friend. And she was just so sweet about it.
Oh.
And she was like, okay, your parents are getting divorced, that's fine. All of my friends were so okay with it. And I think that kind of shows the difference between like the adults and the children in that community.
Oh yeah, that's so true.
I remember a lot of those kids' parents were like, I don't want you hanging out with her anymore. Because we had moved houses, we were living a little bit differently, nobody really knew how we were living. And a lot of kids in my class weren't able to hang out with me anymore. And I had hints of that, but I wasn't fully sure about it. And at the end of the year, right before I left, every single kid threw me a goodbye party. And I don't know how their parents felt about that, but I know that the kids just like had the best idea, and it was like from their hearts. And it was just like, I think that was really, really sweet and very telling about the difference between the kids and the adults in the community.
And some parents really stepped up too.
A lot of them did, yeah.
The one who threw you a goodbye party at her house, her mom was a therapist.
Yeah.
And I felt like when we started struggling and we showed that we were going through something, that's when certain people stepped in.
That was an incredible family.
We got you. Mm-hmm. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you need, we're here for you. So that was really unexpected.
Yeah, there were some amazing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of great help.
I have 2 final questions.
Okay.
One serious one and one fun one.
Okay.
First, looking back at everything that we have been through, we left the religious community. Would you have rather I had made a different decision?
Okay, I would say, while I'm still recovering from the trauma of my early life, I absolutely would not have wanted to stay there. Right now, I'd probably be 1 kid in, I'd be married.
One kid in meaning like have 1 kid already.
Yeah, I would probably be married and have 1 child already. I'm at that age. I would have already gone to like wife school, my mom calls it, seminary. I absolutely would not change it for the world, but I'm still recovering from the trauma from like my early life. I love my life and I love the way that it played out, and I wouldn't change it.
Okay. So that leads to the most common question I get about you when I speak all over the place. People want to know, how are your kids doing? So how are you doing in college?
Good. I go to College of Charleston. I'm a psychology major. I have great friends. I'm really happy. I make art and I sell it at flea markets. I have the best relationship with my mom, my brother. We all stick together. We celebrated Hanukkah a couple days ago, and I've been doing really well. Like, this is perfect. This is where I want to be. And that's why I wouldn't take any of it back.
I feel like you go to college in like a beach town.
Yeah.
It literally is a beach town.
I'm just like tanning. Whenever the weather's good, we just go to the beach. It's perfect.
Wild. There's palm trees.
Yeah. When you have a friend with a car, you're just on the beach every weekend, and it's perfect.
Well, I'm so proud of you for changing your mind on your major.
Thank you.
I love you. And you came on camera.